welcome back to another lessons on machine learning hands-on. So in today's lessons we are going to learn, or we are going to write one important program that is called label encoding. Okay, so label encoding is a very useful for converting categorical value to numerical representations. Okay, so this libraries or this label encoding, as you can see, this models or this class is available inside scikit-learn library. Okay, so before this encoding techniques for categorical data, we have used one hot encoding that is also apply on categorical data, right? So you can see numerical representations, and in this we are using some get dummies functions, that is pandas functions. Okay, that is available inside panda library, right? So now we are going to this one. So the basic code is same, like we have to first upload our data. Okay, so loading data part. So I'm going to copy paste here. Okay, so maybe you can type manually also if you need. I will provide this data set as well if you need, so you can comment down below, or maybe this is public data set available, so you can check on that, or any other data set. In where is available, so is scikit-learn library. Okay, so after that we have to import scikit-learn library. So now I'm going to do, so let's first see the data. Okay, then we are going to do this one. Okay, so let's first 10 record, not this one, first 10. Fine, so 10 record you can see, and this all we are going to convert categorical variables, right? So let's first import the library from sklearn dot pre-processing. Fine, so let's first import this library. Okay, so is there some spelling mistake? From sklearn pre, okay, so there is a spelling processing. Okay, sorry for typo error. Fine, and then after going to create copy df4 equal to df dot copy, so that if you want to do something more on original data, so we can do there. Okay, so first create copy of this data. I'm going to create one copy here, and we are going to apply on this copy, right? I'm going to decide only one columns I will use. Okay, later we can add more and more columns, so same. Okay, so let's create this one because that was less data. Okay, and it will easier to understand, because X column, these columns we are going to use. Okay, so male and female, right? Gender fine. Okay, so let's, after that let me create L encoding. Okay, so label encoder. Okay, coder. Okay, or maybe for fine, and then we are going to create the function. So what is this function we have to call, and then call like that. Okay, so if we are applying on multiple columns, right? So I'm just going to do df4 and then columns, categorical columns. Okay, I think here we are using only one, right? Fine, and I think it will apply one by one. Okay, so let me first show you like the, okay, just I'm going to call, I think this should work, right? Let me first try this one, if all this will work like that or not. Okay, and then here I'm going to this, and then this one. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay, so it's not defined. I think sometime typo mistake will be there. Okay, so column must be same length as key. Okay, so sometimes if there is multiple data, we have to traverse over the for loop. Okay, so let me do here for categorical columns, so call like that, okay, and then here create like that, not columns, column, okay, and also here, so one by one we are going to use. And then after executing this line of code, first try if this is working. Yeah, this is working. So now we are going to do df 4 dot head. Okay, so we have already seen 10 record, so I'm going to again display 10 record. Okay, so now let's see our data. We have applied on only 6 column was there, right? On this column we are applied, so you can see male and female, these were only this one columns. Now see here. Okay, so now you can see the data is same. Okay, there is no any extra column added, but now it's added some numerical value. Okay, 1 0 0 1 like that. Suppose there is more classes, I think for C, for P1 is already 1 2 3. Okay, I don't think we have to convert. Labeling means just giving some ordered name, right? So suppose there is 0 1 2 3, some ordinal number like that, so that is very useful here. Or maybe some there is, there is 1000 data, suppose in case if you are going to apply on fair, right? So I don't think it's very useful or applicable. Obviously first should be categorical data, right? So even if you have some categorical data, something like that, okay, these are, so I don't think we should create for such thing. Even you can create if you needed, but I think if there is 100 200 classes, something like that, so I don't think this is very intuitive for doing that, but you can do if you needed. Okay, so it's basically creating labels. Okay, so if you are going to apply on some labels on something else, okay, so let me create more variables here. So I'm going to create copy, and here I'm going to create 5. Okay, and now I'm going to create more columns. Okay, so here I'm going to create columns. Let's suppose here it's a normal labeling. Okay, so it's just labeling some numerical value for the columns we have mentioned. Okay, so suppose I'm going to create for ticket. Okay, so also I'm going to create here. You can create for all the things whatever prefer or needed. Now after that, this one is already created. Okay, so let's call here again, and also after that let's copy this line of code. Okay, and here is 5. Okay, because we are using new copy, and here also 5. Let's run. Okay, fine. Now we are going to do the same, but here it should be 5. I'm going to apply on 5. Okay, run this one. So now you can see the all labels are created. Okay, so for 6, okay, so these are C 0 and 1 labels are created. For embarked, okay, so also you can see here data is like that, SCQ. Okay, so you can see SCQ like that. So now you can see 0 1 2 labeling are also created. What were the next? Tickets. Okay, so for tickets you can see these are some number created. Okay, so these are some number by, you don't have to worry about this, this function will automatically create the numbers. Okay, but if there is some logical number in logical order, so that is very meaningful. So suppose you can see there is 3 4 classes like that, or 1 2 3 like that. Or maybe if you are talking about some academic terms, so you can see the first is nursery class, then a standard, then it come secondary, then senior secondary, then graduations like that. Okay, so this happens. So there is some ordinal number or some meaning of this sequence, right? So in that case, that is very good way to using some categorical representation or label encoding. But you can apply anywhere, but I'm just saying where is the very helpful of doing some label encoding if you are doing on this one. So for this one is also fine. So all the things are fine, there is no any issue, but I'm just talking about that what are the most useful cases there should be there. For suppose the ticket, so I don't think for ticket should be created, because you can see this number of categories are created. So for the 1000 data is there, right? So 1000 category will be created. So I don't think there is any wisdom of for showing or working for applying this encoding technique for that type of data. Yeah, for this type of data is very fine. Okay, so most probably it should be categorical data, right? So this was level encoding, right? So and previous video we have talked about one hot encoding, right?